Hi everyone, time for another unboxing. The world's gone mad. I'm getting boxes coming from left, right and centre, which is good. So massive thanks to everybody who makes this channel possible in terms of sending me stuff. Now, this time it's IntoResin. I've had a big box from Boo and Nicole come as well. I think I'm going to do a special video on each. Today will be the IntoResin one. Can't remember what's in here. I'm going to put the box on the floor and lift everything out and we'll have a look. Just so I can't remember, they said, oh, we'll send you this, this and this, and I should have kept a note of what was coming. Oh, this looks interesting. Ah, yes. I think I know what these are. Look at this lot. Like as if I haven't got enough sparkly dust things. Ooh, look at the colours in there. These are Intense Aurora Chameleon. I think these are the ones that you just mix in with the resin and you get that shimmer effect like I did with my little whale recently. I'll show you that one in a minute. Here's the whale. Look at the colour shifting going on in there. I hope the camera's picking it up. The whole thing does like a chameleon-y, cat's eye type thing, and all I did was mix it in with the resin. That's what those are, I'm pretty sure. That's amazing. Aurora Diamond Mica Powders. Ooh, let's get these out, let's have a look. I've got my scissors at the ready. I think IntoResin are going to need their own little toolbox of mine soon. Thing is, these new powders and stuff that they're bringing out, they're ones that I haven't seen anywhere else as well. We suggest using each colour on its own or paired with colour specifically formulated concentrated powder. Intense Aurora Diamond Mica Powder. I can feel a big testing video coming on, can you? This I think might be the no sink glitter. Oh, pretty. Looks like it's very fine. Is that how it manages to not sink? I'm not sure. No sink diamond glitter. Good size little pots, aren't they? Okay. Well, I think that's going to be a video all of its own, don't you? Or maybe line it with some moulds here. You know I love their moulds. The snowflake. And, ooh, what are those? This is another can't remember what was on the list one. Ah, okay. I think these are, sorry, there's going to be a lot of paper, a lot of foil rustling, cellophane rather rustling down here. Let me get into this one. Oh, look at the sparkle. This is a sparkly pot. This is more from their handmade range, isn't it? Now I do keep the bags for these and put them back in. Is this sparkly pot as well? Yes, look at that. So this is going to be a whole sparkly pot. And that's their, must be their brand stamp in there. Okay, so we've got a sparkly pot. And as you can, it looks handmade, doesn't it? Look how handmade that looks, it's amazing. They use the softest rubber. It's lovely. So we have a pot. Oh, look at the sparkle on that. Oh, I say. I think I'm just going to need to chuck some resin in all these at some point. They always send you a thing about how to take care of them. I'll put that on screen so you can pause the camera if you want and have a look. Now this is the difference between a cheap mould and an expensive mould. They're not that expensive, to be fair, and after my 20% discount, hopefully it'll make it affordable for people. But look how much silicone there is in there, and we know how expensive silicone is, and it's really soft. This is a little pot that has roses on the lid. So yeah, if you fancy any of these, grab that 20% discount code. I know it's not to be sniffed at, is it? I'm going to get some clear resin mixed up, and we're just going to chuck it in these. I might put just the tiniest dot of colour to make it easier for you to see on camera, but that will be about it. Right, back in a sec. So the resin I'm using is Apex High Gloss, which is good for anything from shallow to medium depth, and I'm just putting in one drop, get my teeth in, one drop of magenta, and it is Let's Resin Alcohol Ink. I just thought that would be enough to just give it that little bit of a tint so we can see easier the sparkle. Because that will stay nice and translucent. I could have used a pigment, but that was just what was first to hand, so that's what went in. Okay, that's just going to have the slightest tint of colour. Okay, let's pour it in. I think we're going to do the snowflake first. As you can see, I have got a whole load of bubbles in there, but they will clear. This resin's amazing stuff. If I stirred a lot more slowly, that wouldn't happen. Not sure I've got enough colour in this for something as thin as this, but hey. I'm just going to put a dot more colour in, just one more drop. There we are. Now I'm going to see if I've got enough left to do the heart, because that would be nice in pink, wouldn't it? Actually, as this is alcohol ink, I could put a drop on the back and let it spread, couldn't I? There we are. Right. Hope that won't detract from the sparkle too much. So that's the main objective, isn't it? Just to show you the sparkle. See if we can push it out into the end and let it do something interesting. Okay, we're going for this one now, and I'm going to drizzle it lightly all over first. I want to get down into these flowers and let the bubbles come up. I'm going to give it some good squishing. Doing this helps, by the way, and this silicone is so soft you can do that to your heart's content. So this will help to get into all those little fine details. I'm just going to fill it up nice and slowly to give it a chance to liberate those few bubbles. Looks good. This resin is a sort of a medium viscosity, meant to take about 16, 18, 20 hours, something like that to cure. I'm being vague about the time because it really does depend on the heat of your room. I usually find something like 10 hours is good enough. Let's do a little swirl in the middle of this, shall we? Probably making a right mess of this now in terms of showing you what it looks like. Oh dear, this isn't going to be the best demo in the world. Never mind, I'm having fun. Isn't that what it's all about? So these ones I've mixed up some purple and I'm giving it a darn good squidge, because we know how bubbles can get trapped in right angles and things. Look how soft it is. So it's honestly, it makes the squidging so much easier. I've now used one of their moulds, something like 100 times I think. It's getting on for that certainly, and it's still like new. In fact, I've got stuff in it now. The lotus flower one that you'll have seen recently. It's still like brand new. So I've been making flowers for everybody in sight. I've had some projects on the go that take like several at a time. So yeah, pretty sure I'm up to 100 uses of that particular mould. Still going strong. So it's still like brand new. No sign of the silicone going hard or dull or anything like that. Here it is. It's in the right mess. Look, I've got stuff. It's because there's something in there curing. Let's get it out, in fact. That softness of the silicone tape means it's so much easier to demould. You can see it's starting to go a little bit white, but after 100 times it's still producing completely perfect results. Look, It's just like new, other than it's gone, a little bit of the colour's gone out of it. But they've tinted the silicone, so it's just that fading. But look, still shiny, still coming out perfectly. So this is the whole point of these moulds to me, is that you've got that level of quality. Now, as I always say, if you want to risk cheaper moulds, I do. I've got so many cheap bargain moulds. Temu, Amazon, various places. Just the more, you know, the harder silicone ones, the more factory produced stuff. It's fine. I'm only just throwing away some of the stuff that I've had longest from that range. I've had a good few uses out. Some of them don't last 5 minutes. 2 or 3 uses and it's in the bin. Others I've probably had 30, 40, 50 uses out of. But they are looking very long in the tooth, and they are coming out matte, quite a lot of them now. But for bargains, who cares, you know? Especially as I've noticed some of them are just going a little bit matte, and thanks to Daniel Cooper, we now know what to do about things that come out of a mould matte. Now this is only going to have the tiniest little hint of that purple colour to it, because it's quite chunky, this one, so I didn't want to kind of overdo it with the colour. Anyway, there we go. You know what, I've got a bit left. Let's stick some in. This is the first mould they sent me. Again, bits of resin all over it. But let's push the snowflake to one side. I'm going to have a proper clean up job in a minute, aren't I? Let's put some in that, so I can show you what they look like. This one's probably been used, well, I know it's at least 50 times, because I've done a few random flowers, and I've also got 40 of them ready to make a string of fairy lights, for which I need 40. Right, I've got a little bit left over. I'm just going to drop it into any old random mould. So I will see you for the demoulding, and we'll have a verdict on these particular moulds. I'll see you later. Just popping back in here very quickly, because one, I've got no gloves on, so I'm going to stay well away from touching anything. But I thought what I might like to do is put my little frog inlay. That weird light, by the way, that's a heat lamp. Just thought I'd warm it up a little bit over this side of the room. Hang on, let me turn that off. There we are. Yeah, this is one of my little frog inlays, and I haven't actually tried it to put it in like a maker's mark yet. Thanks to Wendy from Toonfish Crafts for this idea. So I'm just going to sit him on top of the resin there. I hope he doesn't sink, basically. So I'll put my heat lamp back on, and I will see you later. Right, let's see what we've got then. Right, I'll put mine over to one side. We'll stack them up a bit. First of all, let's do the ones you've seen before. This is the little crystal flower. I think we've all seen this a few times now. I'm losing track of how many I've made. So probably 50, 60 out of this so far. Still going strong. Look how sparkly that is. Fantastic. Right, let's put that to one side. Let's have the snowflake hit next. I hope I haven't spoilt the effect by putting too much of the ink in, because I was wanting it to show you the sparkle rather than fill it with colour and detract from it, to be honest. But let's see. Oh my goodness, look at that. That's incredible. Whoa. I think the camera's doing it justice. Fantastic. I've got resin everywhere. We'll do some matte cleaning tomorrow, I think. Right, let's get the rose pot out. Now I've started pulling this away because I wanted to see if it had firmed up all over and how easily it would demold, because it's so detailed. And it's just come away easily. Now let's pull it out. Oh, and I did get a few bubbles. Oh, look at the roses. Isn't that lovely? I can't help thinking that'd be better if it's in some sort of opaque though, or if I dust like a mica powder or a chameleon powder around it or something, so that you can see more that they actually are roses. But we can see how lovely it is. Now the little froggy worked. I've already pulled him out and that worked fine. Now I should have spent a bit more time getting bubbles out from under the edges of this, I think, but look at the roses. I mean, look at that. That is amazing. I'm not going to leave the lid on now because it'll probably stick because it's only just cured, but that is just beautiful. Okay, let's put that mould out of the way. It's gorgeous. Do love that. Love it, love it, love it. Right, now, I have had a sneaky look at this as well. I flipped this back to see if I got any bubbles under it, and I did get a few. I didn't clear the bubbles out. I should have gone round more with my little stick. But never mind. We're only testing the mould, and we live and learn. I should probably put it through my airless next time, or just mix the resin an awful lot slower. Oh my goodness, look at the sparkle. And you know what? I think when I've left bubbles trapped, it's actually added to it. Look, it's given like a crystalline effect, and in there, oh, that is beautiful. You can't believe that's just resin, can you? It's a shame about where I left the bubbles around the edge there. I'd cleared this edge, I just hadn't got right under with my little pokey stick right into the bottom. Anyway, I've got a feeling it's the same can be said for the... let's bring them all into shot, look. Make a pretty display of it. Yeah, I think the same can be said of the pot itself. Yeah, I trapped a load of bubbles around the edges. Just what happens when you rush. Anyway, let's get this little guy out. You know what, this would be a nice pot without the lid, wouldn't it? Look at the sparkle on that. Oh, it's like, it really does look like glass, doesn't it? Look how shiny it is inside. And again, actually, you know what? I think my erroneous bubbles have added to it. That's beautiful. Let's pop the lid on. That is so nice. Well, everyone, I hope you're impressed by these moulds as much as I am. Those are absolutely just gorgeous. Now, as I said earlier, I've got a 20% discount code for you, so if you fancy any of these, you know what to do. The links will be down in the description below. I'll tell you what I'll also do, for those of you watching on telly, I try to remember to do this, and I don't always remember, but I'll pop the QR code here for the resin, which is Apex, from Just For You Online. There's a 15% discount code for you on those, and also the QR code will appear down here too for IntoResin for these absolutely stunning moulds. Honestly, look at the sparkle. Can't get over that. Unbelievable. So yeah, you've got a 20% discount on those as well. So fill your boots, folks. We're going to have a bit of more of a play with these because I do want to test all those glitters and things that they sent me too. So we've got all that to do. That will be in another video coming your way very soon. So I just want to say finally a big thumbs up to my subscribers, everyone who watches this video, and of course my channel members. Anyone who hasn't subscribed is free, the button's down here. And if you want to know what happens with those non-sinking glitters and the other things that they sent me, well, it seems like a good opportunity. If you want to subscribe, hit the notification button as well, and then it will obviously let you know when I crash those out and have a play with them too. See you for the next one, folks. Take care and happy crafting. Bye.